Hi my dear friends, welcome back to another Python tutorial class. Now in this class we shall look into more amount of ways via which tuple can be used and tuple can be created. So like way number 3 is already we know this tup is equals to tuple. This is the tuple method. Inside the tuple method we pass the input function and then inside the input function we ask the user that provide a value. Okay, this we have covered in list also. And for those who haven't watched the previous videos of how to create, tuples, there are various ways to create tuples, enumerate, zip, filter, map, how they can be used for fetching out elements. Then I would like to request you to visit those videos available in the playlist. Now moving ahead, so here tup is the variable. It is equals to, you first of all write this tuple, which is a method in Python, so as to typecast any iterable into tuple type. Inside the tuple method, I pass the input function, and as we know, via the input function, we can ask the user, like here, provide a value. And then after the user enters any value, that entire thing will be converted into tuple, stored in tup, and here you can print tup type tup. Okay. So let us run this cell by hitting Shift plus Enter and hit the write some values 10, 20, 30, 40. Now, as we know, inside the input function, when we provide these values, this will be treated as string values. This will be treated as string values. Now, these string values, they will be basically typecasted into the tuple with the help of tuple method. And how will the output look like? Like each and every character of the entire string value will become a separate element of the tuple. Like 1, this will be a separate element, 0 will be separate element, comma, like this comma will be a separate element, 2 will be a separate element, 0 will be separate, this comma will be separate, 3 is separate, 0 is separate, comma is separate, 4 is separate, 0 is separate. So just hit enter and here we go. Provide a value here 10, 20, 30, 40. These values were provided by the user, and these are the string values taken inside the input function. Like where whatever provide inside the input function, that will be treated as a string value. Then this entire string value is fetched inside this tuple method, because inside the tuple method you have input function to which these values have been provided. So now these values will be typecasted into tuple. When typecasted into tuple, what happens? Each and every character becomes a separate element of the tuple. 1 becomes a separate element, 0 becomes a separate element, comma becomes separate. Here you can see 1 separate, 0 separate, comma separate. Then for 22 is separate, 0 is separate. Then this comma, this is separate. Like for example here, okay. Then 3 is separate, 0 is separate. Then again comma is separate. Then 4 is separate, 0 is separate. Typecast into tuple. The next is eval method again. Eval method that we used in case of lists can be used in tuples also easily. Okay. So what happens is basically you eval. What does it do? Eval. What does it do? It basically assesses the kind of value that was supplied to it. Okay. So that is the job of eval, to determine what kind of a value have been passed. So for example, here E1 is equals to eval. Eval is a method, and inside the eval method, always you have to give mandatorily this single quotes or double quotes. Like here, single quotes. This is the opening single quote, and this is the closing single quote. Inside these quotes, we have to pass the iterable. Like here, what kind of iterable I have passed? I have passed string iterable XYZ, which is enclosed within these double inverted commas. Like these are the double quotes, and these are the double quotes inside which we have written XYZ. So because of the double quotes, whatever has been written inside that will be treated as a string value. So when you run this cell, then print E1 comma type E1. The value of E1 is nothing but XYZ, and it determines what kind of value it is. It is str, string data type. The next cell E1 is equals to eval. Then again inside the eval method you have to give these single quotes opening one, and this is the closing one, and then inside these single quotes you have to pass the iterable. Like here 20 plus 30j has been passed as the iterable. So this is nothing but your complex value. So when you print E1, this complex value is printed, and type of E1 is nothing but class is complex. It is the complex data type. Okay. The next is E1 is equals to eval input. Again you see E1 is equals to eval, and inside the eval method we have provided the input function, And inside the input function, we are asking the user provide a tuple. And accordingly, we have to print E1, the value of E1 will be printed and the type of it. So for example, I want to pass here a tuple 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40. Now see, this is a tuple that has been inserted here, and there are no double quotes. There are no double quotes here. So just a simple plain tuple is passed. Just like how here inside the single quotes of eval complex is passed, similarly here also inside the eval method ultimately this tuple is passed. So definitely it will be able to determine what kind of an iterable it is, what kind of an object it is. It is a tuple object, that is it belongs to the class tuple. Hit enter and you see once you have entered this tuple 10, 20, 30, 40, E1 value is this one only, and it determines that what kind of value has been inserted here, tuple. Okay, so although you have used the input function, but input function has been provided inside the eval method. So via the eval method, even if you pass the input function inside it, it will be able to determine that what kind of a value has been originally passed inside it. Okay, then next one is here. E1 is equals to eval input provide a tuple print E1 comma type E1. Now eval method is outside. Inside this you have passed the input function. By the input function we are asking the user provide a tuple. Okay, so again let us try this. First of all, for tuple you need this first bracket opening one. Then inside the tuple I want to pass some string values. This is coding class, so like this, and then I close the bracket. So what do we have here? We have overall a tuple. Outside of the tuple, there are no double quotes. So that won't be treated as a string value because eval will ultimately determine that what kind of a value it is, what kind of a value is passed inside it. Okay, if I enclose double quotes here, then it will be treated as a string value. Okay, that's why I've avoided here using the double quotes because I want to pass a tuple only, not a string. So inside the tuple, you have the first element. This is the string value. Then this is the second element of the tuple. Then this is the third element of the tuple, and then this is the fourth element of the tuple. Okay, hit enter, and here you go, class tuple. You see, type of E1 gives that it is class tuple, and accordingly, this is coding class. This tuple value get. Next, coming down, generating a tuple with single values. Like here, A1 is equals to 4. 4 has been enclosed within the brackets. Print A1 comma type A1. It gives the value of A1, which is 4. Data type is definitely integer. Now if I write something like here b is equals to, then within brackets 4 comma, as soon as I give this comma, now it will be treated as a tuple. This 4 comma will be treated as a tuple. So print b comma type b comma ln of b. When you print b, then you first of all give you get this within brackets 4 comma type b. It will give you what kind of class it belongs to, that is tuple data type. Ln of b means length of b, means length of tuple. Inside the tuple, how many elements you have got? You have got only one element. This is the first element, this is the last element, this is the only element. That's why ln of b gives you 1. Okay, just try to run this. Yeah, tup is equals to, then tup is equals to, here you have first bracket opening, first bracket closing, and inside tup you have elements which are separated from each other by commas. But please remember that inside these first brackets you have provided these square brackets. This is the opening square bracket and this is the closing square bracket. So this will be treated as a list. Inside the list you have passed all these values. Okay, so in reality speaking, you are nothing passing but a list only. In reality speaking, you are nothing passing here but only a list. First brackets, see, in case of first brackets, even if you remove these first brackets, this opening one and this closing one, then also it makes no difference because first brackets are by conventional taken as for just enclosing the values, not for determining. Okay, not for determining any kind of thing or any kind of object data type. So even if I remove these brackets and I run this, still you see you get classes list. Classes list. Like here I have written print type of tup. What kind of a data type it is? It is of class list. Okay, it is of class list. So even if I give here this brackets opening and closing first brackets and I run this, the entire list is printed here. The entire list is printed here alongside with its values. Type of TUP, that is what kind of data type it is. It belongs to class list. And how many number of elements you have got? You have got seven number of elements because it has been treated as a list. Seven number of elements are there inside the list. Those will be taken. Those seven number of elements inside the list will be taken into consideration. One, two, three, four. Then this tuple five. Then this set six. Then this string value seven. Seven elements. But I want a tuple only. So what to do? Tup is equals to this entire thing. There is this list, and after the list, I give comma. After this list, I will give comma. Now, once you give this comma, now it will be treated as a tuple. Now, tup will be treated as a tuple. That is, it belongs to the tuple data type. It belongs to the class tuple. It is an object which is a tuple data type. Okay. Why? Because here inside these first brackets, I have provided a list, and inside the list I have given all these elements. After the list has been completed, then I give here a comma. So total how many number of elements inside this tuple will be treated? This is only one element. There is only one element. Because why? I have given here first bracket opening, and here you have closing. Inside these brackets I have provided this entire list, and after the list I have given here a comma. So now this entire thing, that is now this entire thing will be treated as a tuple. This entire thing has been treated as a tuple because here after the list I have given here a comma. So this list, this entire list becomes the element. This entire list becomes the first element of the tuple. This entire list becomes the first element of the tuple, and as you can see, after the comma there is nothing. After the comma there is nothing. So this list is not only the first element, but it is also the last element of the tuple. This entire list is not only the first element of the tuple, but it is also the last element of the tuple. So, factually speaking, this tuple has got only one element, and that element is nothing but this entire list. So that's why when you print tup, then this entire tuple is printed. You see, this entire tuple is printed along with the comma, and type tup, it gives you that class, that is to which class it belongs. It belongs to the tuple class. And when we give len of tup, length of this tuple, how many number of elements this tuple has got, then here you see you get one, because this entire list will be now treated as an element of the tuple. This is the first element, this is the last element. This entire list is the first element, and this entire list is also the last element of the tuple. So totally speaking, this tuple has got only one element. That's why here we get one. Okay, you run this. Yeah. Now here, if you give b is equals to 1 comma 2, like previously we have seen only with one element, now with more than one element. Okay, so here you have a variable b, and b is equals to 1 comma 2. So this will be also treated as a tuple. This b now belongs to the tuple data type, tuple class. So when you print b, first of all, when you print b, then you see this tuple only you get, inside which you have 1 comma 2. This tuple only we get inside which you have 1 comma 2. Okay, so by default, value separated from each other by commas, or value after comma, or that is comma after value, that will be treated as your tuple. Type b, it gives you which class it belongs to. It is class tuple. Then next we have packing. What does it say? Packing. Python tuples automatically allow packing. Python tuples automatically allow packing. You see, for example, here you have a variable b. B is equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. How many values? Four values. Four values are being passed to b. So already you have values which are, separated from each other by commas. So this entire thing will now be automatically treated as a tuple. That is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 will be now treated as a tuple. When you print b, then you get this tuple. Okay, the first brackets, inside this you have got 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and what you if you write type b, it gives you the class which is nothing but tuple. So this is packing. Packing means assigning multiple values, assigning multiple values to a variable at the same time, assigning multiple values to a variable at the same time. That is packing, and the values are separated from each other by comma. So automatically these values will be altogether treated as one element, and that will be nothing but your tuple. That's why it is stated here that Python tuples automatically allow packing. Okay, here already you can see from the naked eye that this is nothing but a tuple overall. This is nothing but a tuple overall, values separated from each other by commas. And this is also known as packing because multiple values I'm assigning to one variable. So Python tuples automatically allow packing. Okay. Then you have unpacking. Unpacking means like you have previously inside B, how many values you had? Inside B, how many values? That is for the tuple. B is nothing but the tuple. Inside the tuple, how many elements? Four elements. 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. That was for packing. Now in unpacking, you see how many variables are here? W, X, Y, Z. W comma x comma y comma z is equals to b. W comma x comma y comma z. W comma x comma y comma z is equals to b. Now there are four elements of b. There are four elements inside b. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one by one sequentially each value of b will be assigned to each variable sequentially. Like what is the first value of b? The first value of b is 1. So 1 will be assigned to W. Okay. Then the next value of B is 2. This 2 will be assigned to X. Then the next value of B is 3. 3 will be assigned to Y. The next value of B is 4. 4 will be assigned to Z. So 1 is assigned to W, 2 is assigned to X, 3 is assigned to Y, 4 is assigned to Z. So when you do this print W, print X, print Y, print Z, then you get these values 1, 2, 3, 4, which we got from B. This is unpacking. Okay, that is unloading the values sequentially to sequential variables. These variables are placed here sequential manner, and the values of B will be passed to them in sequential manner. Okay, just run this. Here we get value error because I think I didn't run this cell. Run this cell, run. Yeah. Now, using loop to generate tuple. If I use loop to generate a tuple, then how will it look like? Okay, so see, first of all, here you have a list. Inside the list, how many elements you have got? 5 elements. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Then I am assigning this, I'm assigning TUP is equals to, then this first brackets. TUP is equals to first brackets. Okay, so what's happening here? This is the opening bracket and this is the closing bracket, first ones. First opening bracket, first bracket opening, first bracket closing. Now apply a for loop for x in L. For x in L means x will now start iterating over this list one by one. First it will be 100, then x will be 200, then x will be 300, then x will be 400, then x will be 500. Now inside the for loop you give double colon, enter, and you come to the next line. tup tup, tup tup plus is equals to x comma. So this is what I'm trying to do here, extend operation. What I'm trying to do here, extend operation, that is I'm trying to concatenate. I am trying to concatenate, or you can say append values to this empty tuple. As you can see, my intention here is to create this empty tuple. Tup is equals to these empty brackets. Now I want to convert this entire thing into a tuple. So I will take up the values one by one from the list, and then I shall assign them to this tup in the form of tuple. So how to do that? Tup tup plus is equals to x comma. So plus is equals to, as we know, it is nothing but the extend operation. It takes an iterable as the argument. Extend operation takes an iterable as the argument, and then one by one it appends all the elements of the iterable one by one to the tuple in this scenario. So x comma, what is the value of x right now? The value of x is nothing but 100. So this will be actually treated as 100, and 100 comma 100 comma. So this will be treated as a tuple. This will be treated as a tuple. So for extend operation, it takes an iterable as the argument. So what iterable we have here? We have a tuple. We have tuple as the iterable. Okay. For extend operation, as we know, it takes an iterable as the argument. So what is the iterable here? Iterable here is nothing but this tuple. And how many elements inside this tuple you have got so far? Only one element, that is 100. So extend operation, it will basically append all the elements of the tuple one by one to this tup tup, to this empty tuple. Okay. So that means 100 comma 100 comma will be basically assigned. 100 comma will be first of all appended to this tup tup. So it will look like tup is equals to 100 comma. Okay. What is the numerical value? 1. Okay. This is the extend operation. As we know, extend operation, it will basically append it will basically append the elements of the iterable one by one to where, either to the list or to a tuple. Here we have created an empty tuple like this. My intention is to create an empty tuple. It has not been created as of yet, but I have given these brackets. So this 100 comma will be taken up and shall be appended inside these empty braces, inside these empty brackets. So it becomes like this. Okay. And then the loop, the control, it goes back from line number 4 to line number 5 for x in L. For loop runs again, x moves to the next value, that is 200. So tup plus is equals to x comma. Now what is the value of x right now? It is 200. So you have 200 comma. Okay. So extend operation will do what? It will basically append this. Extend operation will do what? It will append this to where? To tup tup. Okay. That means 200 comma will be appended here. 200 comma will be appended here. All right. This will be treated as a tuple. Then like 200 comma, it is treated as a tuple. All right. And how many values it has got? It has got only one value, that is this 200. Like previously for 100 comma, how many values you had? Only one value, that is 100. Now the control jumps to line number 3 again, and for loop runs again. Now x moves to the next value, x becomes 300. So tup plus is equals to x comma. What is the value of x? 300. And then you have comma. Okay. So tup plus is equals to x comma. Plus is equals to is the extend operation. So what will it do? It will append the last value to where? To tup. So tup becomes your 300. Then comma. Okay. Then after that, again the control goes back to line number 3, and for loop runs again. X becomes now 400. Okay. And then tup plus equals to x comma. X is nothing but your 400. X is nothing but your 400. So here you have 400 comma. So this extend operation, what will it do? It will basically append this value to where? To this tuple. It will append this value to where? To this tuple, that is to tup. So that means it becomes now 400 comma. 400 comma. Okay. This is the then for loop control goes back from line number 4 to line number 3 again, and x becomes 500. X becomes your 500. So coming into the next line, tup plus equals to x comma. So x comma means it will be 500 comma, and here you have the extend operation. It will basically append this element to where? It will append this element to tup tup, that is to the tuple. Okay. So what value will be appended here? It will be 500. Okay. So like uh, here you see element by element. First of all, here you have this tuple. First of all, 100 was created, 100 comma. As soon as 100 comma got created here, then and there, thanks to x, 100 comma was assigned here rather, and this was treated as a tuple. And how many elements it got? Only one element. And extend operation, it will basically append the all the elements of the iterable one by one to the tuple or to the list. Here we have tuple tup. So here the initially the tuple had only here this tuple has got only one element, that is 100. So 100 will be assigned here. 100 will be assigned here. 100 will be appended here. 100 got appended here, and then we got comma, because internally speaking we are doing extend operation on tuple. That is, you can say tuple concatenation using the extend operator. We are doing tuple concatenation using the extend operator. So you can say we are doing the extend operation of tuples. So automatically here this comma will be created, because inside a tuple the values are separated from each other by commas only. Then x became 200, and now this x became 200. So x comma reflected 200 comma. So this is nothing but a tuple, and this tuple has got how many elements? Only one element. So extend operation appends this element to the end of tup. To the end of tup means after 100 comma, here 200 got appended. And since we are doing tuple concatenation with the help of extend operation, that is the extension of the tuple, so automatically here comma will come because still values are left. The values are still left. Okay. Then x become 300, and accordingly 300 was picked up here. Then x became 400, then 400 was picked up here, and finally when x became 500, then this is also nothing but your tuple only. Value comma will be treated as a tuple only. And how many elements you have got? Only one element. This is the first element, this is the last element of the tuple. So the extend operator will basically append this value, that is this element 500, to where? To this tuple tup at the end. And at the end only it continues, and at the end here 500 got appended, and after that no more values, so no more commas. Okay, so you can run this. Yeah. And this is extend operation, tuple concatenation, you can say, with the help of extend operator. So actually speaking, extension of the tuple, and that can be done with respect to tuple only. That is tuple extension. Tuple extend operation can be done when you have two tuples. Okay, a tuple can be extended with a tuple only, and a tuple can be concatenated with a tuple only. Now here you have L is equals to again the list 100, 200, 300, 300, 400, 500. TUP is equals to this empty brackets for x in L. So x will start iterating over this list. First it will be 100, then 200, then 300, then 400, then 500. Okay. So TUP is equals to TUP plus, then within brackets x comma. This is tuple concatenation. Okay, this is tuple concatenation. Here also, not being too much hard-handed, you can say you're extending the tuple. So just arbitrarily, you can say we are doing tuple concatenation with the help of extend operation. So actually, we are doing tuple extension. And tuple, for tuple extension, you can extend a tuple with a tuple only. Okay, and similarly concatenation also, you can concatenate a tuple with a tuple only. So already this is tup plus x comma. So what will this become? Plus, sorry. Right now, what is the value of x? It will be 100, and here you have comma. So this is tuple concatenation. So this will yield as 100 comma. Okay. This first element is taken up. First element is taken up and populated here. Populated to populate whom? Populate tup. And since we are doing tuple concatenation, so comma will appear here. Okay. Then x becomes 200. X becomes 200. So this is x becomes 200. Right now, what is the value of tup? Right now, the value of tup is 100 comma plus 200 comma. So this is nothing but tuple concatenation only. Tuple concatenation only. Tuple being concatenated with a tuple. So it becomes equals to 100 comma 200. And since we are doing tuple concatenation, just like tuple extend operation, we are doing here tuple concatenation. So here comma will appear because the values are not yet completed. Okay. Then again the contour goes back from line 4 to line 3. X becomes 300. So right now, what is the value of tup? Right now, tup is equals to tup plus x comma. Right now, what is the value of tup? The value of tup is this one, 100 comma 200 plus x comma. What is the value of x? 300 comma. This comma is required. This comma is required so as to ensure that the entire x is treated as a tuple. So again, we are doing tuple concatenation here. So resultant will be 100 comma 200 comma 300 comma. Now, so control goes back to line number 3 again. For x in L, x iterates over to the next value, that is it becomes 400. So now you have tup is equals to tup plus x comma. So x comma means nothing but your 400 comma. 400 will be now treated as a tuple because there you have given the comma. So plus 400 comma. So here you have tup value. Right now, what is the value of tup? Right now, the value of tup is this one, 100 comma 200 comma 300 comma. It is nothing but your tuple plus x comma. X comma means 400 comma. So this will be treated as a tuple, and it has got only one element, that is 400, and this element will be now appended here or concatenated here. You will have tuple concatenation is equals to 100, comma 200, comma 300, comma 400, and comma. Tuple concatenation will automatically take care of it. Like then x move, then the control goes back from line 4 to line 3. For x in L, x moves to the next value, x becomes 500. So tup is equals to tup plus x comma. What is tup right now? Tup is this tuple plus x comma means 500 comma. So again you have tuple concatenation only. Okay, here you have this here you have this tuple plus here also this will be a nothing but tuple. This will be nothing but your tuple, and this is tuple concatenation only. Tuple concatenation with the help of plus operator. So ultimately what will happen? Ultimately this will be equals to 100, comma 200, comma 300, comma 400, comma 500. The last comma is not taken because we have reached the last value. That's why the last comma is not taken into consideration. Okay, automatically taken care of. And then the for loop, has it ended? Yeah, the for loop has ended. It has iterated over all the 5 elements of the list. After the for loop is completed, the control comes to line number 5, print tup, and here you get your tuple 100, comma 200, comma 300, comma 400, comma 500. Okay. Then next you have count method. It counts of how many times an element appears in a tuple. This we have seen already. Tup is equals to, then here you have first brackets. Inside the first brackets, you have all these values separated from each other by commas. 20, comma 50, comma 40, comma 10, comma 30, dot 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 up to 50. Okay. So print tup dot count 30. Inside the count method, what value you have passed? You have passed this value 30. So it will count that how many number of times the value of 30 has appeared inside this tuple. Let us see. Here for the first time, then here for the second time, 2 times. So here you see it gives 2. Then print tup.count 50. So it will count the number of occurrences of the value of 50 inside this tuple. 50 has occurred here once, twice, thrice. So answer is 3. Print tup.count 200. How many number of times 200 has appeared here? 200 has never appeared inside this tuple. So its count of occurrences will be 0. You get 0. Okay. Run this cell. Yeah. And then finally, you have index method. This also we have covered in case of strings, in case of lists. Okay, these are like index method is very common. Count method is very common. In case of list also we have seen index method. It will do what? It will basically return you the index position of the first occurrence of an element from left to right. Be it in case of a list or string or tuple, index method will always return you the index position of the first occurrence of the element from left to right. If the element is not found, it throws value error. So that's what is written here from left to right. It gives back the index of the element's initial occurrence, that is first occurrence. It throws a value error if the element cannot be located. So you see L is equals to, then here you have a tuple. Inside the tuple, you have all these values separated from each other by commas. 4, 9, 7, 3, 1, 5, 8, 4, 6, 10. So print L dot index 9. Print L dot index 9. First of all, this element 9 will be searched out. This element 9 will be searched out by whom? By the index method. That means index method will go to this list. Index method will go to this tuple. Here it will try to locate out the very first occurrence of 9 from left to right of the tuple. So from left to right of the tuple, here you have the first occurrence of the value of 9. It has occurred at what index position? 1. So hence you get 1 here. Okay. Then print L dot index 4. So index method will come to this tuple and will try to locate out the very first occurrence of the value of 4 inside the tuple from left to right. So here you have occurring at what index position? At index position 0. So here you get 0. Then print L dot index 4 comma 6. 4 comma 6. What is the value I'm looking for? 4. This is the start index. This is the start index. So index method will go to this tuple. Index method will go to this tuple and will try to search out for the value of 4. It will try to search out for the very first occurrence of the value of 4 inside this tuple from left to right, starting from the sixth index position. Starting from the sixth index position. Okay, so index method will go to this tuple and will try to locate out it will try to locate out the very first occurrence of the value of 4 inside this tuple occurring from left to right, but starting from the sixth index position. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will start its journey from sixth index position. At sixth index position, you have the value of 8, couldn't be found, then moves to the next index position, 7. At seventh index position, it has located the very first occurrence of the value of 4 inside this tuple from left to right, starting from the sixth index position. So here 7 will be returned. You get 7. Okay. Then print L dot, that this we have seen. Then print L dot index, 4 comma 5 comma 10. 4 comma 5 comma 10. The value that I'm looking for is 4. The value that I will be looking for inside this tuple is nothing but 4. Then you have 5. 5 is nothing but the start index. Then you have 10. 10 is nothing but the stop index. Stop index is always excluded, so Python will go just before the stop index. That is, it will go up to index position number 9. So here it will start its journey from what index position? It will start its journey from index position number 5 and it will go up to index position number 9. So stop index, there is 10 is the stop index which is excluded. Python will go just before it. That is, it will go up to 9. Okay. So the range of search will be from 5 to 9. From fifth index position to till up to ninth index position, it will look out for the value of 4, that is for the very first occurrence of the value of 4 from left to right of the tuple lying between 5th and ninth. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Python will start its journey from the fifth index position, and at fifth index position you have the value of 5. So 4 couldn't be found. Moves to the next index position, that is 6. At sixth index position you have the value of 8. 4 couldn't be found. Then at seventh index position it moves to the next index position. At seventh index position, the very first occurrence of the value of 4 from left to right of the tuple has been located. And this definitely lies at, it lies at what index position? Seventh index position. And 7 lies in this range between 5 to 9. So as soon as that happens, it returns the index position 7. Okay. And lastly, print L dot index 200. So index method will go to this tuple and will try to locate out the very first occurrence of the value of 200 inside this tuple occurring from left to right. Value couldn't be located and it throws value error because the value couldn't be found only. Okay. So that's it for this class, my dear friends. If you've liked this class, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button and press the bell icon for notifications. So thank you.